black and white.
Brace for the change, brace for the rage, brace for the wave. I've been going through it. Y'all know the pain, driving insane, deep in your veins. Y'all know how I prove it. Steer through the lanes, gripping the grain. Miles an hour, yeah, miles of fluid. Mask on, asking, why should I do it? Because no one is moving. I came from the swamp, the mud. Algorithm told me I was the plug. Feel for the fiend, you know what I mean. I've been through all of the lesson and hugs, and that is because I'm betting all hope will enter here. So listen clear, I made your dreams. Fireflies don't disappear.
Everywhere. And then every once in a while, there would be.
What's up, everybody? Thank you all so much for joining us for this episode of Fireflies Forever. And before I forget, before we get started, because we do have a lot to talk about, as we always do, if you don't mind, folks, please drop a like on the video. And if you are new to the channel, first off, we want to welcome you. We are glad that you are here. We do this show every Tuesday. This is our schedule for this week. We will have Between the Ropes and TNA on Thursday. So if you have not checked out TNA, if you have just gotten back into it, this channel is a place to watch it. So come check it out with us on Thursday at 8:30. Thank you all so much. Let me shout out some folks in the chat real quick, and then I will bring in Chris. We've got Clown, Dylan, we've got Jeremy Dunderman, SB Grilla, my man Steve, what's up? Ishi. So as always, I am joined by my good friend, and I don't know how we keep ending up on the wrong side, but somehow, some way we do. But Chris, how's it going this week, man?
Doing good.
Good, man. Good.
Trying to
Good,
stay
good.
warm.
Yeah, man. It's chilly out there.
Yeah.
Chilly. So yeah. Oh man, good to see you as always. Hey, KJ Carter, how are you? Yeah, good to see you as always, man. And we got a lot to talk about in terms of Bo's promo, the little video back and forth that we got on SmackDown, but also some other questions that I have that I think I'd like for us all as a group to discuss. But first, as we always do, we talk about and get into some memories. So, Chris, I'm going to have you set this up, and then we will chat about it on the other side because you do have video as well.
Yep. So yeah, so I thought this would be cool to share. I just shared some stuff from Logan's birthday last week. Harper actually had her birthday on the 28th of this month of January, and so she wanted to throw back to a few years ago. We did like a combo birthday for both of them, and they both wanted a Firefly Funhouse cake, and Jodie had this made for them to celebrate both their birthdays a few years ago. I thought I'd show some pictures of it and show them blowing out the candles on it.
All right, man. Here we go. Here's the video.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Harper and Logan. Happy birthday to you.
Blow them out.
Blow 'em out.
Blow them out. Blow hard. Blow, Logan. Blow.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, that was such a cool cake. I don't know where. I think she just like found a local baker and showed them pictures. It was a Firefly Funhouse stuff, and they made that. That was the coolest cake.
Man, so speaking of cakes, there's someone back home that makes cakes, and if she can do what I think she can do, I am going to see if she can do a cake that has the like a lantern,
Mm-hmm.
because she somehow did a cake where the person, like, they lit a cupcake, but you had a thing on the back where they could blow on it, and
Uh-huh.
it blows out the candle on the cupcake in the front of the cake. It was
Oh
really
wow.
cool, but
Huh.
yeah, I'll have to send you some pictures of it, but it was awesome. But yeah, that's an awesome cake.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah,
That
they did a really good job with that.
Yeah, they really did. And I want to do this too. Happy belated birthday to Harper. So
Mhm.
here's the happy birthday song.
Apparently, someone else has a son named Logan in the chat too. I see.
Yeah.
Has a birthday tomorrow, so happy birthday to that Logan as well.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna play it for for your Logan too. So happy birthday to Logan.
Mhm.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. So how Steve, let us know how old your Logan is. But how old did Harper turn?
13. She's a teenager now officially. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Another teenage girl.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, man, that's awesome, though, and thank you for sharing.
Mhm.
As always, man. I remember seeing a picture of this cake. That's right.
Funny. Yeah, I forgot to do that.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I remember seeing this cake. I think Jodie showed it on
I
the
figured she
show.
probably shared it years ago, but yeah, I thought it was fun to
No.
show it off again anyway.
Yeah, it's great, man. It's an awesome cake. So,
That was like 5 years ago. It was Logan's third birthday.
man, that's
Mhm.
yeah, man. So we will we'll move to some artwork. I've got a video that goes with one of these, but yeah, we'll go to artwork real quick. Some awesome work here. A lot of these shared by the Abomination.
Mhm.
And you can see who the artist is there, but this one is really, really good.
Oh yeah, really cool pic of the Fiend.
Yeah, I
I
like
love
this.
this.
Yeah,
That would make like a great tattoo.
yeah, yes, it would. Yes, it would. That's awesome. So with this,
Yeah, yeah, I love that.
yeah, that would make a great tattoo as well. And then I will show the video real quick, and we can talk over it while it's playing. But I thought this was just absolutely
Is
tremendous.
this the Kyle Scarborough one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like this is just amazing.
yeah. Kyle is a genius.
Yes, yes, he is, man. Yes, he is. Just absolutely tremendous.
Yeah.
Like I've seen some of his stuff, and I've even shown my kids some of his tattoos and stuff, and it's just like, man, this
they're incredible.
is just incredible, incredible. Well, thank you to all the artists. Thank you to the Abomination for always sharing and promoting artwork and all those things. And folks, if you have artwork, send it our way. I'm not going to be a pest about it, but send it our way. All right, so Chris, I know sometimes we get into some other things before we get into theories and discussion, but I wanted to give you an opportunity to react to the Rumble and talk about any moments or anything that stood out to you, and
Mhm.
just overall thoughts.
Overall, I thought they were both pretty good. I mean, I don't think they were the greatest Royal Rumbles ever or anything, but they were solid Royal Rumbles. I enjoyed watching them. They definitely had some cool moments to it. Love to see Brie Bella come back. I was not expecting that. That was a cool surprise in the Women's Rumble. And it's funny. I've been saying, I said a couple months ago, I actually called a moment that I wanted to see during the Rumble, and it actually happened. It was so cool. I said I want to see El Grande Americano come in, and right after it, have Chad Gable come back as El Grande Americano. And sure enough, it happened.
Sure enough, you
That was
got your moment.
awesome.
I thought about you
The
when I
little
saw it.
Spider-Man meme.
Yeah, I thought about you when I saw that. I was like, man, that's hilarious, and it was so
Yeah.
well done too.
Oh yeah.
What did you think about the winners? What did you think about Roman winning and Liv winning?
I like to see Liv win. I thought that was good. She had been in the title picture and got injured and stuff, so I think it's good to get her back into it. And she's never won a Rumble before. She definitely deserves to. So I thought that was really good. Roman, I'm not the happiest about. I mean, obviously, he had such a long title run that I'm not really ready personally to see him back in the title picture again, but we'll see. And obviously now we know he's going to be facing CM Punk, and I'm a huge CM Punk fan, so I definitely don't want to see Roman take the belt off of CM Punk, but
Yeah,
we'll see
wow.
what happens.
That was going to be my follow up. Is what did you think of that promo? That
Oh my gosh. I mean, that was
night.
amazing. I love the chemistry between those two, and the way Roman, well, that felt so real. Like Roman was
Yeah.
bringing up old stuff that I'm like, oh man, he said that. Like,
yeah, he went
wow, that was good. Definitely
Yeah.
good promo. I'm excited for the build to it. I just don't want to see Roman take the belt off of Punk, but it may happen.
Yeah, the way that they did it, and it was so organic.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And what I found really funny is, and I don't know if the camera was supposed to capture this or maybe it was supposed to, but the look on CM Punk's face was like a proud uncle or a proud dad.
Yeah.
Because Roman held his own. He has come so far from where he was, and the dog food and all that
I
stuff.
was really impressed with Roman's mic work. That was good, especially up against someone like CM Punk that can embarrass almost everybody.
Yeah, like he held his own. He held his own for sure. Clown saying if they really wanted Braun to eat that curb stomp, he should have never made it to the ring. Finn should have taken his spot.
That would have been cool. I would have liked to see that.
I do agree with that. I feel like Finn should have had a spot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of surprised that we didn't at least get a member of the Wyatt Sicks too.
Yeah.
Is she saying Wyatt Sicks also had a dark match at the Royal Rumble against MFTs? I did not know that.
Yeah, I sent a picture over from that.
Okay.
I think it was actually on SmackDown the night before. I saw some people say that it was a dark match on SmackDown they had with the MFTs, and they beat them.
Yeah.
Non-title match, of course, but
right.
And speaking of going back to Finn, is it just me, or does it seem like Finn may be bringing back the demon soon? He's seems like he's changing for the dark a little bit.
Yeah, he's getting a little darker.
I'm hoping that's the case. I miss that character. I really want to see it again.
Yeah, same here. And did you notice that when CM Punk brought up Finn Balor, he felt some type of way about that too.
Yeah.
So yeah, that could get real interesting.
Oh yeah, love to see Finn back up there as one of the top guys again.
Absolutely. I mean, thinking about the way that he had to relinquish the Universal title,
never even got an opportunity for it again.
Yeah. So, I mean, you just always root for a guy like him. So
yeah.
Deanna saying it wasn't the overall event, all shock surprises, but I enjoyed some of it. Love the way they booked Oba. I'm glad Roman won. Roman versus Punk will be awesome just for the promos. Yeah,
Oba looked amazing. I love the way they did that.
man. And if you don't want to run Gunther's current gimmick into the ground and have him just take out every single legend, I would sign up for a Brock Lesnar Obafemi match any day of the week.
Oh yeah.
Just because I'd love to see those two in a program too. So yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to get your thoughts on the Rumble, Chris, since we haven't had a chance to talk
yeah,
about
and
it.
then there was of course the sadness. I was back and forth about AJ. I was like, maybe this is it, but it's probably not going to be it. But then it was it. It's like, man, I wish we would have seen something like we did with Cena for AJ. I wish he would have had a longer run. Got to have maybe some dream matches along the way, things like that.
Yeah. It just feel like it ended way too abruptly.
Mm-hmm.
I think I said this on Sunday, but it may be time sensitive for him, from a personal standpoint, to be able to do some things in the spring that he maybe personally wants to do. Obviously, as a fan of TNA, if he's not done, I'd love to see him there.
Yeah.
To do some things there, maybe earn the title and do something between now and the end of the year. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was. I don't want to say lackluster, but that might be the best word for it, because I feel like he deserves so much more of a final curtain call in WWE.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to move on to our theories and discussion and talk about the Wyatt Sicks and really what's next for them after losing the titles. And not only that, but they still don't have the lantern back. So on Friday, we got a bit of we got a bit of a battle between Solo and Howdy. And thank you, Chris, for sharing that video with me.
Mm-hmm.
So what did you think of the promo? Let's start with Solo, because I'm becoming increasingly more impressed by Solo and his work right now. And I feel like being able to work with the Wyatt Sicks, it has brought something a little more sinister, I would say, out of even Solo. But what did you think of his part of the video?
I thought it was really, really excellent. I mean, we talked about it last week. This feud has done exactly what they always want to do with every feud. It's elevated both sides. The MFTs, I feel like, were really floundering before this. They've really kind of came into their own now. Solo's promo work has gotten so much better doing these back and forth promos with Bo and stuff. Yeah, really good, really well done. Love the look of it. It was dark and eerie looking with all those guys behind him, and the way the things he said there, where it definitely was what he needed to do, what he needed to say there. I mean, he was proclaiming victory over them, but as we saw from Bo, they definitely have not won anything yet.
Right. Yeah. So let's get to the Bo Dallas of it all, and he's like, "You think you won?" So what did you think about Bo's retort to Solo? And I guess we can get into what's next and some of these questions.
Thought that was really well done too. Love the way it just kind of started glitching while Solo, was still doing his thing. Saw the bird and night bird and everything come up. Like, that was a really cool way to do it. Have them interrupt it like that. And yeah, I thought it was really good. I was surprised actually to hear him talk about, that they were immediately going to go back after the tag belts. I kind of thought that they would maybe not so much worry about those right now, focus on getting the lantern back and just, punishing them or whatever for everything they've done. But apparently they want the tag titles back. So going to be interesting to see what happens now. What's next for them. Definitely think we're going to see some retaliation for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I thought we might actually see him interfere with him getting into the Rumble. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see that though. But yeah, it's definitely there's going to definitely be hell to pay to the MFTs. So how and when is going to be very interesting.
Deanna saying, does Bo's promos remind anyone else of Bray?
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes. That was actually going to be my next question is each time that we see Bo, does he feel more and more? Well, here's the question, because I've seen some chatter online about this too. Does he feel like he's channeling Bray, or does it feel like something else? Does it feel like he's maybe even tapping into something more sinister?
Yeah, definitely could be. I definitely think there's a little bit of Bray in there, but yeah, there definitely could be something else there too. I think that he's really like developed that pacing and stuff like Bray had. The way he can can pause on certain words and just deliver emotion through what he's saying the way Bray could. He's definitely got that talent from Bray.
Yeah, you can definitely tell they're related, and they both just both so talented. The other thing that I saw related to that was someone said that maybe this brings out Bo's Fiend, whatever that is. So
yeah, especially if we are, like we've talked about it a couple times, if we are leading towards like a Bo versus Solo match at Mania, maybe it's not necessarily Bo in that match. Maybe it's whatever is inside of Bo is going to be in that match.
Absolutely. And my other question here is, does Bo need this right now to show the importance of the lantern? Does he need to go super dark to show that it's very important to the family and to him?
I think that would be best, and just to show that, no matter how much they get knocked down or whatever, they lost the lantern, lost the tag titles and everything, that they can come back and still be a force, that they may be down, but they're never out. I think that would be important for them to really have a strong retaliation here, and hopefully something a little darker, just to really put everyone on notice in WWE that these guys are for real, and if you mess with them, it's probably not going to end well for you.
Right. Absolutely. So I wanted to show, this is what you sent over to me a little earlier. This is the Wyatt Sicks at the Rumble here. This looks really
cool.
cool.
I think that someone in the comments said that it was a dark match on SmackDown that they had before SmackDown with the MFTs.
Yeah, this looks really, really cool.
Oh yeah, I love that entrance. Love to see the Fireflies on that stage set up.
Yeah. Jeremy saying Uncle Harper could Uncle Howdy. Hey.
No, that's true. That's always, in the back there. That's something they never used, and they could always tap into it.
Absolutely. It's there. Here, this is what I wanted to get to, and you sent me this, and I thought this was very interesting. I won't read it for everyone, but I'll just have you set it up, because I have a question regarding these comments, and these comments were made by Rikishi, so someone who is definitely in the know and connected to this story too. So Chris, I'll have you set this up, and we'll discuss.
Yeah, I'm curious to see people's thoughts on this. I know Rikishi, I feel like, has become a pretty polarizing voice in the wrestling community. Some people like what he says, some people don't like what he says. I kind of had mixed feeling about this too. I don't agree with everything he said there. He's basically saying that, he feels like the Wyatts have kind of lost their way, and just that they haven't really been, doing the creative right with them, and haven't booked them properly and stuff like that. And I mean, maybe to a point, but I don't totally agree with that, especially this most recent feud. We've talked about it a bunch lately. Though I think that it's been great, and he's talking about that they need a reset or something. I feel like this feud kind of has been their reset. Curious to see what other people think about that.
Yeah, and what I'll say, I mean, in terms of my thoughts on it, the one thing that I will say is I don't know that it's necessarily that the creative hasn't been right. I just feel like maybe they need to be a little darker.
Yeah,
They
I
they
definitely
don't
would love to see that.
yeah, and they don't need to feel like every other faction on the roster.
Mm-hmm.
Given their connection to Bray, given their connection to whether you want to call it supernatural or whatever, the dark forces, whatever you want to call it, they should feel a little bit different than any other faction on the roster. And that's not me saying that as a fan, that's me, a fan of them, but me saying that as a wrestling fan as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
I want them, and I feel like other people maybe feel the same way, but want them to feel a little bit different. And I think that part I do agree with.
Yeah. And I think that I'm hoping that they can get there. I think that it'd be smart to ease into that and not necessarily dive in with something like that.
Right.
There's a fine line, I feel like, with that, to where you could go a little too far, a little too supernatural, things like that. But yeah, they definitely have some room there. I think that hopefully they lean into that a little bit, especially when it comes to honoring Bray and stuff. I mean, that was one of the staples of the characters that he made. There was always that dark side to him, no matter what character he was playing.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's what's been missing from this group. Not that they haven't done a phenomenal job and have been great, but I think that's something that's been sorely missing. And probably a part of that connective tissue that maybe some people feel that's disconnected from the current storyline. So interested to see what people think in the chat about Rikishi's comments there. But to his point, with the Wyatts losing the titles, do you think WWE is hitting a reset on the Wyatt Sicks?
That's possible. I mean, that's why I was kind of surprised to hear Bo talk about immediately going back after them, because I don't think they need to by any means. In some ways, the titles can be a hindrance, especially with a group like this. So I'm curious to see where they go with that. And maybe they don't get them, maybe they try and don't get them back. I don't think that would be the end of the world. The lantern, I feel like, is the important thing, and then even more important than that, I want to see them where they go with the characters and go a little darker, go into a little more about them, things like that.
Right, absolutely. Jimmy's saying the problem is that Gacy and Dexter are the only ones who wrestle. Unless Bo is hurt, they need to take the handcuffs off of Bo and have him wrestle some one-on-one matches. Same as Nikki. I think that is a very
that is the biggest confusing thing. I mean, we saw Bo wrestle once recently in that 4-on-4 match, but yeah, it just doesn't make any sense why we're not seeing more. I love that they got into the tag team thing, won the belts and everything, and it's been great. And Gacy and Loomis do a really good job as a tag team. It really came into their own, work really well together. They have great chemistry now. They've been awesome as a tag team, but we can do more than one thing at a time. I feel like I want to see them. Gacy and Loomis can continue doing that. Why can't we have Bo go wrestle somebody, or Rowan wrestle somebody, or Nikki wrestle somebody. Like, we can do it all at the same time. I mean, not, maybe not the same show, but 1 week we have a tag match, next week maybe Bo has a match and Nikki. Like, I don't understand that. I wish WWE, that's my biggest complaint, that I wish WWE would remedy.
Yeah. That's one of the criticisms I've seen online too, is that it seems like they are pigeonholed into doing faction only storylines.
Yeah, they've got to break out of that, or it's gonna just leave them stuck forever.
Right, because you're gonna run out of factions to feud with at some point. And unless you do, which I really hope they don't ever do this, but unless they do like an NWO, split it down the middle, now you got one half of the Wyatt Sicks against the other, which I don't think that should come for quite some time.
No.
But if ever. But yeah, I just, again, it goes back to the statement of walking and chewing bubble gum at the same time. I just want to be able to see them in more stuff than just one match or one feud. And again, if you're going to have them go up against a faction, that's fine. But have some singles matches in that feud. Have Solo go up against Bo. Have there are so many different things that I feel people want to see, and I feel that they're fair criticisms, honestly.
Yeah. Something else too, we haven't even really talked about is, think back to Bray, when he was actively wrestling, how much merch he had. They were constantly coming out with all kinds of new Bray merch, different kind, even not even just shirts, just all kinds of different stuff. There's been such a lack of Wyatt Sicks merch. Like, I feel like that's such a missed opportunity. And when they do have stuff, it sells really well. Like when those last shirts they had that Dexter did the artwork for, those things sold out quick.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand it. Like, it just seems like it's right there. You could be coming out with doing so much more with merch for them, and that would help boost them too.
Yeah.
This doesn't make any sense.
Jimmy saying just don't let them become fodder for Obafemi like the War Raiders did last night. That was demoralizing to see when creative don't have anything for you. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
That was ugly. I didn't like that. I mean, you got former tag champions, and I get that you want to make the dude look like a monster, but
I've been watching. So they're doing a weekly show on Saturday nights now for AAA on WWE's YouTube channel. I've been watching it. It's been really good. On this past Saturday, they announced that the War Raiders are going to be on AAA in like 2 weeks. I think they're going to be having them on there more. Motor City Machine Guns were on there the other day too.
Okay, that's good.
So I think they're kind of, some of their people that they're not really doing much with right now, I think they're putting them on AAA to be able to still have them doing something.
Well, hey, as long as they have something to do and a spot to do it, that's a good thing. Obviously, we like to see them on SmackDown or Raw or NXT, but still, AAA exists.
Yeah, and speaking of that too, it seems like they kind of gave up on the whole Wyatt Sicks versus the Psycho Clowns too.
Yeah,
they had that one match, and they never even got how many times did they go down there and attack them and raise up the AAA belts? They never got a AAA tag title match.
Right.
It's driving me crazy that it just feels like some of these things are just all over the place and it's not making sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that's a fair point. I want to ask a couple more questions here. Now that the Wyatt Sicks are no longer the champs, do you feel like that actually makes them more dangerous? And do you feel like they're finally free to lean fully into the chaos, mind games, and the long-term storytelling that we're accustomed to seeing in this universe?
Yeah, definitely. And that's why I say that I almost don't want them to get the tag titles back.
Yeah.
I really think that they had a great run with them. It was good. I think they'd be better off to just go without them for a while now and focus on other things. Maybe focus on some of them winning singles gold or something, or no gold at all, just going at, just being a dominant force and going after people. They don't, they definitely don't need it.
Yeah, I think sometimes, and we talked about this a lot with Bray, how sometimes the title can almost become a hindrance.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of feel like that was the thing with the Wyatt Sicks for a little bit. It felt like the titles were a little bit of a hindrance to them,
Mm-hmm.
that they were trying to find ways to defend the titles, but not lose. And I don't know. So yeah, and
Yeah,
again,
I definitely agree with that. I think that it can, with certain groups and stuff, it can just be better without it. It can be a hindrance.
yeah, unless you have, like, your exit strategy has to be such that it makes sense for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't hurt the folks that you're trying to elevate.
Yeah, you really have to have a long-term plan. Like, it drives me crazy to this day about Bray's WWE title run when he wanted Elimination Chamber and then lost it at Mania. He barely even had it.
Yeah,
I hated that.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I did not like that.
If they were gonna go that route to put it on Randy, they should have never even put it on Bray.
So, another question about the loss here. Do you think that this title loss was kind of a way for, and I know we've said reset a few times, but do you think this was a way for WWE to kind of move them away from the traditional faction type of storylines and start to move them a little bit darker? Like a lot
I
of
sure
people
hope so. I really hope so. I like to think that. I mean, I guess hopefully we'll start to see a glimmer of that this week on SmackDown. See what's next for them. But yeah, I really hope that's where they're going. There's just it's all right there. I mean, they don't even do as much anymore with the masks or anything like they used to. Like, I want to see them in those more, especially like do backstage promos in the masks and stuff. And it's scary, when you see that. And the entrance is great and all, but I want to see more of that.
Do you feel like they even? I mean, I know we kind of talked about this before, but do you even feel like they need the titles? I mean, do you think they should be kind of positioned like we talked about before as a group that's purely a horror element that is there to absolutely terrorize people?
I would much rather see that. I wouldn't care if they ever won gold if they were doing cool horror stuff with them like that and being spooky. I mean, they could just go around and attack anybody anywhere. I mean, that was the great thing about the Fiend. Fiend would attack anybody. You never know who he was going to attack, when or where. Like, such a had that horror element. I mean, you could you'd be afraid to walk around the corner. Maybe the Fiend's there going to come after you. Like, I'd love to see that. I'd love to see, even if for a while, even if they didn't have much of a story, if they were just randomly attacking people. It's like,
Yeah,
why are they doing this? What's going on? It's intriguing. Like, and eventually obviously at some point we need to find out what's going on with them. But even they could do that for a while, even, and just have people wondering, who are they going to attack next? Why? What is this? Something like that. The mystery, I feel like, would be intriguing.
Is she saying, do you think they'll cost or attack Tama Tonga on Friday against Shinsuke Nakamura?
I could definitely see that. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
They definitely have some retribution coming towards them, so hopefully they're looking for opportunities like that to hurt the MFTs any chance they can get.
Yeah. I think it'll be interesting to see if they take the approach of, let's go after the family to get to Solo, as opposed to let's just go right after Solo.
Yeah.
Because we'll see how much Solo actually cares for his family if they do it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that aspect.
Yeah. which proves a couple different points, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Deanna saying maybe we need Puppet Watch again or a Wyatt Watch, something, I think.
Mm.
Even if it's just, so let's go back to the promo from Friday. Prime example, when we got those glitches, a simple QR code at the bottom corner of the screen that takes you to something about the family tree,
Mm-hmm.
and or something, some type of old document about how Solo's family must feel about him, knowing how he's carrying on with business. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
just something simple like that doesn't necessarily take a lot of
Yeah.
effort per se, but just
Yeah,
another
I
added
don't
layer.
understand why they gave up on that. Like that was such an easy thing, I feel like, for them to do to keep the hardcore fans interested and engaged in it more. I really wish they would go back to doing more stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Clowns saying they should be more dangerous. The belt should be treated like a leash, and now that the leashes are gone, the crazy dog should cause chaos
Yeah, that's
everywhere
what I would
they
love
can.
to see.
Yes, yes. Hey, Alicia, how are you? Alicia saying, hey, Jeff and Chris and everyone, what about starting Wyatt's basement?
Hmm.
I got that feel when you talked about how the promo looked.
Mm-hmm.
I got that sense that we were seeing something a little grittier, a little grimier.
Mm-hmm.
But I like where Alicia's going and start trapping wrestlers down there.
That would be
I
cool.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. Very Bray-esque. You used to
Yeah.
see Bray do things like that with people
Yeah.
backstage and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like they have to up the odds, up the
Yeah.
ante just a little bit, because again, I think the most important thing for the Wyatt Six at this moment should be getting the lantern back, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
how they go about doing that is important, I feel.
Yeah. Maybe
Um,
since, obviously the lantern is such a tie to Bray, maybe they need to tap into a little more things like that Bray used to do to kind of help reconnect themselves with the lantern.
right. Bree saying, I don't understand how they just have no real aggression or rebuttal for losing their lantern, especially with its symbolism. Howdy is still smiling away as if it's nothing to him. I think that's a fair point.
Yeah, that is a fair point.
Yeah, I do.
In some ways, I like the confidence from Howdy, but then again, I also would not mind at all to see him a little more upset about it than he has.
Yeah. Yeah. We've seen Howdy so emotional when it comes to Bray, when it comes to mentioning his legacy and why this family is together.
Yeah.
So what makes sense to see him absolutely crash out when it comes to the fact that they don't have this lantern. Seeing him lose it,
he's mocking Bray's, lines and stuff like that. Yeah,
right?
That's a really good point, because I mean, think back early on, some of those promos where he, was practically in tears talking about his brother losing him and stuff. Like, yeah, we've seen that side of him. We've seen him be so emotional over his brother. Yeah, I think we should be seeing a little more. That's a really good point.
Yeah, I mean that there should be more rage, I feel. Deanna's saying, Chris, what if the lantern changes you the longer Solo has it?
That would be cool too, to see Solo changing over time. Yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm. Clown saying the aggression should equal the disrespect, and having the lantern taken is the ultimate disrespect. Completely agree. They should be, the MFT shouldn't be able to rest.
Yeah, like we talked about it before. Like, I would love to see it if they just kept messing with them so badly and drove them so crazy that Solo wanted to give the lantern back to him. Like, here, take this thing. I don't want it anymore. Like, that would be awesome.
Yeah, just take it. Here you go.
Just leave us alone.
Yeah, because again, taking the titles, that's wins and losses happen when it comes to wrestling. You're gonna win titles, you're gonna lose. That's fine. The lantern is the real thing, and the longer that the MFTs keep it, I don't want to say it loses its significance, because it doesn't. But if we don't see some type of escalation,
I feel like
the
longer it goes, it should make the Wyatts more desperate.
Yes. Yes. We have not seen desperation mode Wyatt Sicks. And given the makeup and really the motto and creed as to why this group was formed, how they've been outcast, how they've been overlooked, disrespected. I need to see
Sean Rousseau's comment here too. I would love to see some things like that. Love to see callbacks to stuff with that, like with Bray. There's just there's so much they could do here. I really hope they start tapping into it.
Well, here's a theory that I saw, and I want to ask the group as we begin to wind down this episode about your thoughts on this. But what if taking the lantern does exactly what Sean Rousseau is implying, and it takes them back to their origins? They have to go back and reconnect with Bray, reconnect with his legacy, reconnect with his past, because this lantern being stripped away from them has really caused a rift in some ways, and it's really not even necessarily a rift within the group, but an internal rift for each person. So it's important for them to reconnect with that. What do you feel like? Do you think that's a direction that they could possibly go? Is that something that you'd like to see? What would you like to see, in essence, when it comes to tracking down and reclaiming this lantern?
I love that idea. I think that would be really cool to see them revisit things like the swamp or the compound or stuff like that, that places that Bray had been before. That would be, I like that idea.
I
maybe even I see some more stuff in the Funhouse.
Right.
See that too.
Right.
They haven't really done much with that. We've seen glimpses of it dark and stuff, but I'd love to see some more stuff there.
I would absolutely love to see just more flashbacks, because some of the criticisms that we've seen as well are around not having as strong a connection to Bray as I think some people were expecting at this point in their storyline. And having those simple little pieces could do wonders, I feel.
I'm really hoping after this MFT feud that we see them, delve into like some of Bray's past opponents and stuff. And maybe this could be a way to start setting that up. If they do start going to some of the past things, past memories of Bray to reconnect with the lantern and get it back and everything, maybe that kind of leads into them going into after some of his past opponents and things like that. I think that could be a cool way to go that route after they're done with the MFTs.
Absolutely. Alicia's saying, what about if the spirit of Bray inside the lantern is getting stronger, but instead of affecting the Wyatts and Solo, it's starting to turn Alexa and Finn?
And maybe it starts affecting people from that are from Bray's past.
Seth, Randy.
I like that idea.
Roman.
So
many different ways that you could. I mean, heck, even CM Punk. There are a lot of ways that they could do this. Jimmy saying, do you guys often wonder where Bray would be on the car right now had he lived, would he be in Punk's face last
Hmm.
night, bringing up how Punk whipped him in his NXT day?
Wow.
I
I
like,
hadn't thought about that, but I like that. That definitely would have been a possibility.
yeah. I think he would have been at the top of the card.
Oh, I think so.
I don't know that he necessarily would have been champion, but I think he would have been at the upper part of the card
Mhm.
because I feel like what they were trying to do with LA Knight, and I do feel like because of how things went and because of unfortunately losing Bray and his passing, I feel like that also halted some things for LA Knight too.
Mhm.
And I feel like both would have had very different positions
Mhm.
on the card.
Yeah,
And
it
where they were.
really felt like they were trying to just beginning to establish Bray as that, not that it can replace the Undertaker, but that kind of Undertaker-esque role to where, Undertaker for the most part, was not really involved in holding titles or championship matches. He just had these meaningful feuds with all his spooky stuff and everything. And I feel like that's kind of where they were going with Bray. Bray didn't need to necessarily be in title pictures or holding championships, but he could still be at the top of the card in meaningful matches with
Right.
story involved and stuff. It felt like that's where they were going with him.
Right. Absolutely. Clowns saying everything you said about the group being outcast, misused, and disrespected. It's everything Finn is saying right now. What if the lantern, besides Bray's spirit, it also holds a dormant demon?
That's interesting. Yeah, Finn definitely is feeling that way right now.
Yeah. Yeah. That I think the biggest thing of all of this is that we all hope that WWE begins to connect the dots a little bit
Yeah.
more for this group. I think
Yeah,
that's
if anybody from WWE is watching, pass it along.
I think that's the biggest thing is that there's so much story and lore there. There's just so much that you can build off of.
Yeah.
And while this MFT feud has been great, I almost feel like this could be a liberation in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Getting beyond the tag title picture and getting out of that, obviously still having a footprint in there with Dexter, Loomis, and Gacy, but branching out and doing some different stuff now, being involved in a little bit more. I think that's what we want to see.
Yeah, it was a good way to get them. They had the problems with Bo being injured and the stopping and starting with all these different feuds and stuff. So the tag picture was definitely a good way to get them back involved, get them wrestling more, things like that. But hopefully they can now kind of move beyond that and get into some other stuff now. They've got them reestablished well now, I feel like. So now I feel like maybe they can build upon that and do some more with them.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to get ready to end this episode. But Chris, before we head out, any final thoughts that you want to share with the chat or anybody that's watching after the fact?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Friday. Looking forward to hopefully seeing something a little scarier from them. I hope that we see them start to mess with them backstage or something, things like that. I want to see them really go after them now. Like you said, the leash is off now, so I hope we get to see start to see a darker side.
Yeah, I hope so too. I hope that we get an opportunity to see them really step into what I feel would be a darker, more horror-inspired storyline and kind of approach to their characters going forward. So, Chris, I appreciate you as always, man. Thank you for chatting with me this week, and I want to thank everybody in the chat for throwing out your ideas, your thoughts, your theories. We greatly appreciate you. If you don't mind, I said this. I've actually done this twice now in this episode, so I'm actually pretty happy with myself on this one. But if you don't mind, drop a like on the video, and if you are new to the channel, welcome. We are glad that you've joined us. Please hit that subscribe button so you can become a part of the family. Alicia's saying what I've noticed that WWE need more women in creative. I noticed this on Unreal. I do not disagree there. Don't disagree with that. Here's our schedule. We will be back on Thursday for our TNA watch along at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. TNA has gotten really good with the retirement, at least in WWE, of AJ Styles. You might want to pay attention to Thursday nights, just saying. But that's what we're doing for the rest of the week. So, yeah, we're going to head out, folks. So take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your evening. Enjoy NXT if you are watching this evening. Enjoy AEW tomorrow night if you're watching. Enjoy TNA on Thursday, SmackDown on Friday, and everything in between. And because I know Clown is in the house and he watches a lot of GCW, enjoy some GCW. Go back and watch some if it's not live this weekend. But whatever wrestling you like, enjoy it. Have a great week. Remember to be kind to one another. Remember that people have to go through a lot, and we should try to be kind and offer kindness wherever we can in the world. So, all right, that's it for us. Come back and join us on Thursday, and yeah, take care. Have a great night, folks.
I'm the color red in a world full of black and white.
Brace for the change, brace for the rage, brace for the wave. I've been going through it. Y'all know the pain, driving insane, deep in your veins. Y'all know how I prove it. Steer through the lanes, gripping the grain. Miles an hour, yeah, miles of fluid. Mask on, asking, why should I do it? Because no one is moving. I came from the swamp, the mud. Algorithm told me I was the plug. Feel for the fiend, you know what I mean. I've been through all of the lesson and hugs, and that is because I'm betting all hope will enter here. So listen clear, I made your dreams. The fireflies don't disappear.